Morning! It is the penultimate full day for us on this trip, and we are at Epic once again for our second trip. This is the one that's actually coming as part of our 14-day ticket that we bought for the trip. So it looks like Stardust Racers is down and will be down for the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, there was a guest who unfortunately collapsed after coming off the ride last night and horribly passed away. So they've obviously got the ride shut for obvious reasons. However, there are plenty of other good rides here that we're looking forward to. We're going to take it a little slower today. Probably be more selective with the rides that we go on. Maybe have a look in a few of the merch stores.
Yeah, we don't have Express today.
No.
We're just doing it as you would, coming in as a normal.
With the peasants. With the peasants.
We're going to have our patient pants on today.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what we can get done, see what we can show you, and go from there. Craig.
Craig?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Craig.
Nice
You're
to meet
so
you.
tall.
I am very tall.
Where are you traveling from?
England.
Buddy, we're from the mystical Isle of England. Yeah, we've heard so many rumors, tales, myths, legends that there are dragons, there aren't any dragons, they're in hiding, there's only a few left. What is your take?
Well, in Wales, the dragon is the
In Wales?
emblem, so
Ooh, it's in a tiny isle of Wales, so I think we're going to plan exactly a field trip with Chief Hiccup, find those dragons, right? You can always bring some baby dragons from the hatchery there. Yeah. Well, you two seem like dragon experts. I'm sure you know when you approach to this first time to reach out, let them get a good sense of you. Once they trust you, they'll come in just like this for those pets. You want to give it a try. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I know, yeah. They really can't pick up on the energy, especially when you have flowers tattooed on you. Yeah. Give some nice, calm presence. And we'll get you in here as well, my friend. Yeah. Look at that. He came prepared, warning everyone to have an umbrella in case it rains. What a noble Viking you are. Excuse me.
That's toothless.
Yeah. And would you like to capture this memory in that tiny box?
Yes.
Or that tiny stick?
Tiny stick.
Right here. Look at those boxes. Right over that box and that stick.
3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We able to get a quick selfie?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect.
Thank you,
Thank you, Toothless.
Is that a good selfie? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you
my
so
friends.
much.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And enjoy
Take
the
care.
rest of your time.
Thank you. How was that?
oh, he's so cute, so worth the wait. It's a whole interaction. It's not just a photo. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we we obviously rope dropped this, and it's taken us what, 40 minutes, 45 minutes?
I think in total, yeah.
Yeah, but totally worth it. Totally worth it.
If we waited later in the day, it'll be up to 2 hours. Probably,
yeah, it's 103 minutes now according to the wait time. So, yeah. Right, let's go and have a look at these pictures. The wait times are real today. Curse of the Werewolf is 90 minutes, but we have just been exploring Darkmoor a bit more, having a look at some of the shops that we hadn't been in, kind of just looking in the little nooks and crannies.
We got the berry, scary berry.
Scary berry, yeah. So
like each land seems to have its own kind of flavour. The ones that have freestyle machines.
yeah, so we tried the Celestial Punch last time we were here and we weren't fans. It was kind of, as we said,
it's a spritz.
Yeah, it's more of a spritz. We tried the one in Berk earlier today, which was kind of like a lemonade.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called.
No, but
we'll find out
and we'll put it in down the bottom here.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
It was nice, it was refreshing. This one, yeah, scary berry. Subtle berry flavour, yeah.
Well, we are having the zero version, so the fat might be stronger.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, we did Monsters Unchained in there. It was posted at a 75-minute wait. We thought to ourselves, well, it's a bit of a people eater, I'm sure it won't be as long as that, and we were right. It was a 45-minute wait, so half an hour difference really. Again, touring plans was saying when it was a 60-minute wait that it was about a 20-25 minute, so it's always worth checking that and just kind of going by the rule of thumb of what the ride is, how quickly you think it loads, and then taking a judgment call. So for example, something like Hiccup's Wing Gliders, which takes a little while, is probably going to be true to form. Something like Curse of the Werewolf, which is a bit of a slow loader, is going to be true to form. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to how many people can you fit in per car and how quickly does that load process take.
And then the additional safety checks and stuff.
Today might be a little light on rides just because of the fact that we kind of smashed everything out with Express, and what we actually want to try and do on this one is try and explore the lands. So you might see a lot of montages today. of just like little hidden things that we find, etc., etc. And not a lot of kind of ride reviews. Obviously, if you want the ride reviews and this is your first time watching us, go back 2 weeks, look at the Epic Universe Day from that time. But with Stardust Racers closed, the wait times are high today. They are. It doesn't seem to have deterred people away from coming to the park. We found out the news literally as we were walking down towards the bus, which was probably around about 10 past, quarter past 8. And looking at the sort of breaking news from the American outlets, it had only been announced about 2-3 hours before that. So yeah, but for now, we are walking in to the Ministry of Magic area, and the idea is to just look around and then grab some lunch in here. So we've just sat down in Café de la Saren over in the Ministry of Magic area. We went in and had a look around some of the shops, which you would have seen, and then we went into the Cirque Arcanus for the show, which we'll give our thoughts on after we're out of here, because it's quite loud in here and we want you to be able to see us next to each other. However, we have got a drink here. This is the lavender lemonade, which has a beautiful purplish hue, and Anna is going to give this a go right now.
I don't know why I thought it was going to be fizzy, because lavender lemonade, it's a still lemonade. The lemonade comes through quite strong. I'm sure there is this, like, it's obviously the lavender is the other level, but I'm not really sure what lavender's supposed to taste like. But it's definitely not just lemonade. But no, it's quite refreshing.
Right, let's give this a go. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's
obviously like Minute Maid lemonade, isn't it?
yeah, it has a very lemonade forward taste, but it's not maybe quite as sharp as some of the lemonades we've tried. Like it's not winky in any sense. It's got a much like softer sort of taste to it. It is nice. It is very refreshing. But yeah, there's nothing jumping. There's nothing jumping. It's just kind of like a sort of lemonade-y flavour. So, but yeah, decent. We'll wait for our food to come out, which hopefully won't be too long, and we'll show you that then. Right guys, so our food has arrived, as you can see. So we'll start off with Anna's. So Anna has the galette de tomate et fromage, which is roasted tomato, soubise and goat cheese baked in a butter pastry, and obviously comes with this sort of mixed leaf salad here. It looks and smells incredible. Yeah, and Anna will give me what she
Devil
calls
butt nuggets.
devil's butt nuggets, which are olive. She's not a fan. Mine, I obviously have a side salad there as well, but I have the quiche Lorraine, so that's savoury egg custard baked in a flaky pie crust filled with bacon, Gruyere cheese, caramelised onions, Mornay sauce, and served with a house cream salad. And then finally, it may be $19.99, which is expensive, but we've heard such good things about it. So we also have the Beer crepe, shortbread cookie, butter Bavarian cream, Beer, which is French for butterbeer, cream, strawberries, drizzle, and a shortbread cookie garnish. And as you can see, it is very Instagrammable, I'm sure, and will taste amazing.
Basically one crepe each, isn't it?
It is like a crepe each, yeah. There's two crepes in there, so
Yeah, easily share.
it all smells amazing. It all looks amazing. This is one of the most beautiful restaurants we've been in, I think. So
For a quick service.
for a quick service as well. So we will give this a go. Again, it's very loud in here, so we'll probably try all of these bits and give you a review a bit later. But yeah, we'll see.
Right, we're going to try the Butterbeer crepe now. Just take this off because it's going to get in the way. I think it's just shortbread cookie, isn't it? It's nice. It's got a lot of the I get an awful lot of the butterscotch drizzle, but you can definitely taste it. We haven't had any butterbeer this trip. I feel like we have only ever had it really once.
Once or twice.
So it's not like a flavour that really is prominent in my memory. You know, haven't had it that much, but it certainly tastes like butterscotch. And there's two loaves there, so I reckon that'd be perfectly filling for 2 people.
How was your goat cheese tart?
That was very nice. The filling was very strong, like the tomato and cheese was in a kind of tomatoey, oily sauce. But that was nice because the pastry, you need sort of something with a bit of sauce with pastry because it can be a bit dry after a while. But the pastry was very buttery, very flaky, nice and fresh. The salad went well with it. Yeah, I'd highly recommend that. Obviously, it's only vegetarian, not plant-based. I think the plant-based option was a stew, vegetable stew. I didn't go for that one because it has mushrooms and I'm not the biggest mushroom fan. I would highly recommend the tart for any vegetarians out there who are happy to eat dairy.
I'm going to be a rebel and go from the front, unlike Anna, who went from the back, but that's really, really nice. I don't know if you got this because you got it from the back there, but in the middle here, there's the butterscotch pudding, and it tastes like Angel Delight.
Yeah, I did get that one.
Yes, you need to try it again with that because that is really, really nice. It really ties it all together. The whipped cream, the drizzle, and the stuff in the middle is all butterscotch, so it's very prominent when you get all three together. The whipped cream is quite light as well, and the crepe is really easy to eat just because of the fact that it's so soft, even though it's multi-layered, but it is layered up to the max in there. Overall, I get the hype. I get the hype behind this. It's really, really nice. It might be a bit expensive for $20, but you pay what you pay. Anna's just finishing off the rest of the Butterbeer crepe. I've just polished mine off. For me, that's outstanding. It's a 9 out of 10 dessert for me, easily. Really, really nice. The quiche Lorraine was really, really nice as well. The bacon on top was nice and crispy. The inside was not. It was probably runnier than I'd like, but it still held up well. The pastry wasn't too hard. It was cooked pretty much perfectly. The Mornay cheese sauce on top was phenomenal. I gave Anna a little try of that, and she sort of agreed with me there. Overall, this place is way too good for a quick service, and I think that's something that we found with Epic, is that no matter where we've eaten, the food has been of a quality that you probably don't expect from quick service locations. You know, that's a good thing because hopefully it will get everyone else to kind of raise their game. I think that it's nice to see more adventurous things than just chicken tenders and burgers on a menu. This one was obviously very angled towards the French side of things, with this being set in France. So big proponent of this restaurant. Would highly recommend it. Is the crepe worth $20? No, it's not worth $20. But when you're here, you kind of just go for it. So yeah, really, really impressed. Right, so we're just about to leave the Ministry of Magic area. Café de la Saren, very nice, very pretty inside.
Very pretty, yeah. The mosaics of the it was just witches, wasn't it? Around
there were wizards as well.
Were there wizards? Oh, yeah. I didn't see any wizards. I mean, technically, witches are wizards if we're saying like gender neutral wizard folk. Yeah, very, very pretty. Again, the service similar to Pizza Moon. Sort of go to your table, scan your code, and order it on your phone. It's very simple. We didn't have to be stood in queues for ages, which is quite nice. And the chairs are strangely comfortable in there. They sort of wrap around you like a little hug, which was quite sweet.
What I would recommend is make sure that you have the app and make sure that you order on the app, just because of the fact that seems the way they're pushing everyone. You can then order ahead of time, wait in the queue until a table becomes free, scan the QR code on the table, and then just wait. It's actually a really, really simple system that I think would be interesting to see if Disney maybe adopt something very similar for some of their quick services, because sometimes it can be quite difficult to get tables. I think actually ABC Commissary does something very similar, so it'd be interesting to see if they push that out around. Yeah, quality of the food was very, very high for
really enjoyed it.
For a quick service, wasn't it? Yeah,
you could get that in a restaurant.
And you would be more than happy.
Yeah, I'd be very happy with that. But as I got more, I didn't obviously give a proper review of the crepe. I got, as obviously went into it more, the butterscotch pudding that you described as definitely like angel delight. And that half was more than enough for me. It was quite easily shareable. I do still think it's expensive for what it is. Yeah. But it was certainly delicious.
Cirque, Arcanus, what were your thoughts on the show?
It was a nice little show. It was very, I don't think we've seen the second film. I've seen the first one. It hasn't been for many years, so a lot of it is kind of lost on me. Yeah. But the puppets were very well done.
Yeah.
I'm very, if you're a fan of the films, then you'll absolutely love it. As I said, a lot of it's lost on me because I haven't seen past the first one, and it's been many years since I saw that film to begin with.
Yeah, but I don't think it's imperative. I think that the story is relatively easy to follow, and you just won't have the emotional attachment to the animals or creatures that they are showing. It is very impressive though that the set design is amazing. Like you said, the characters and the creatures the puppetry on them is incredible. The use of screens works very well as like a mixture of screens and practical effects. Overall it was a decent show. I know a lot of people think that the Untrainable Dragon is better, and we're going to go and check that out in a bit. But I think
it's worth doing the shows if you do have the opportunity to have a second day. I don't think we would have done this.
I wouldn't do it over a ride.
Yeah, no. If you're here to do the rides, do the rides.
Yeah.
Unless you are a massive
Potter fan.
Yep. Yeah. Or not even Potter, just the
Fantastic
Beasts fan. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna keep looking around. Today's more about shows and just exploring. So we'll see you in a bit. queued up for Hiccup's wing gliders. Said a 75-minute wait. We actually waited 45 minutes.
Might have been just under that actually.
Yeah. About that. However, we got stuck on the ride. Literally just as they got to the station.
Not through the whole ride, just to the end.
Just literally right at the station we got stuck. And it was a pretty lengthy delay. The biggest problem that we found with Hiccup's wing gliders is that the lap bars they're very easy to tighten, and because of some of the sort of ebbs and flows and the hills that are in this ride, if you're holding on to those, it will lock harder into your legs, and because of that, and we weren't the only ones who had this issue, there were a few people behind us. By the time that you get to the end of the ride, it's really tight and it's actually digging into your legs. So I was starting to get pins and needles in one of my feet, and Anna doesn't deal well with her legs being restricted, and you were starting to panic a bit.
I get quite claustrophobic if I can't move my arms and legs like freely. So I was just like, it's just a really, really heavy puppy that's sleeping on my lap. It's a really heavy toothless. I can't disturb him. I was just trying to get into the mindset that it wasn't a big, heavy lap bar.
So what I would say is that if you suffer from that, or if you don't want to make sure it's too tight, maybe just hold your hands up the entire time. Maybe that's the mistake that we made, is actually holding on to the lap bars and obviously as it goes over the hill, you're just naturally going to pull it towards yourself.
If you're brave enough to put your hands up, then do. I think I didn't.
Shout out to all the team members. They were really nice about it. As we came off, they all had express passes for us to use in a singular attraction that's not Harry Potter or Donkey Kong, and they were handing out bottles of water as well. You know, we weren't stuck for that long.
No, it wasn't like ridiculous.
It looks like they're running it behind us now. It is running empty though.
Yeah.
So they did take the whole ride down. They tried to get us off as quickly as possible. Obviously, they've given us something as a mitigation, as like an apology for what's happened.
Yeah, they dealt with it as quickly as they could.
They even had somebody shouting over one of the fences, just making sure that everyone was okay. And that's when the guy behind us said, "Look, this lap bar's really cutting off the circulation to my legs." So, so maybe just hold your hands up in the air, or try not to touch the lap bar once you're on the ride if you can.
Yeah. It's still a fun ride.
Yeah, 100%.
I really enjoy it. It's just
and it was a 45-minute wait when it was posted at 75.
Yeah, exactly.
So it does go quickly if everything's working perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue sort of pottering around. This might be a shorter vlog than normal. Obviously, if you want a more kind of comprehensive look at Epic Universe, please, if you haven't, check out our vlog from 2 days ago, because that will be a little bit more comprehensive. But for now, we're just going to continue kind of walking around and taking it in a bit more. 2 days ago was a little bit carnagey. We were very much on the go. Today has definitely been a bit more of a relaxing one. So we've just tested the single rider line for Harry Potter Battle at the Ministry. The posted wait was 120 minutes and we waited 45-ish.
Around that, yeah.
About that.
We got on the same car next to each other again?
Yeah, so basically the standby queue, the parties just weren't keeping up with each other, so there were just massive gaps. Yeah. So the guy who was at the front was like, "How many?" So we said 2, and he was like, "Yeah, just go over there." Together. Because everyone's just taking so long to kind of do anything in the lines. And it's not the only time that we saw that. We saw it earlier on as well when we kind of joined the stair part. But just for sort of clarity's sake, in the terms of what you actually miss by going through the single rider line, you will go in through the Metro Flu system. You will go into the sort of big atrium at the beginning, and you'll be able to walk around that part of it. And essentially, you're actually going through the exit part of the Metro Flu system. You kind of go into that area, and you kind of go as if you're going towards the exit, and then you take a left, and that's where the single rider line is.
Towards where the big gold statue is, with the screen behind him.
Yeah.
With the sort of paper aeroplanes flying around the office.
Yeah.
That huge area there.
Yeah, apart from that though, you see nothing. You literally skip every room. All you're seeing is the colours of the tiles change. So yeah, you're not getting a lot of an experience there. So if it's your first time, I wouldn't do single rider. Even if you are a single rider, I still wouldn't do it. I'd still wait, just because of the fact that it's just, you're just not going to get any benefit for it. Right now, I'm not sure what our plans are. We're kind of just pottering about, pun not intended.
I mean, there is the dragon, How to Train Your Dragon show at in about 25 minutes, but it's around dinner time.
Yeah.
So, depends if you're hungry.
I mean, I'm not overly hungry right now. It is.
I imagine the show will only be about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is kind of back that way, so we're kind of going in the wrong direction. So we will readjust and realign ourselves to go back to Berk. So we're just stood in front of the Helios Grand Hotel. We had just seen the Untrainable Dragon, and then we were heading to Darkmoor to have dinner at Das Steakhouse. However, Das Steakhouse is only open till 7 p.m. Despite the fact that it's the main, which we are past 7. Despite the fact that it's also the main restaurant at Darkmoor, which is a bit of a strange one.
I was quite surprised at that because Darkmoor comes alive at night.
Yeah.
And I would have thought the main restaurant there would have thrived having a restaurant open at night.
Yeah, so a slight odd one. However, you know, that more fool us for not checking. So learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
If you want to go to Das Steakhouse, then you need to go before 7 p.m. So go for lunch or go for a dinner, I guess, at normal time.
It may be subject to change, but for right now, get there before 7.
we eat a little later than most, I guess.
Yeah.
So we've pivoted and we're going to the Meteor Astro pub. So we're going to head there in a minute. Untrainable Dragon. So the second show we've seen of the day.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I personally enjoyed it more than the
Cirque
de Anus.
It's not the Cirque de Anus, it's the Cirque Arcanus.
Cirque Arcanus. Cirque Anus. I preferred it just because I prefer the films, I guess. I know more about the characters. But I just think it was, even if as
it was
a neutral,
more of a spectacle, wasn't it?
It was more impressive.
Yeah.
Because of the puppetry.
Yeah.
There was obviously songs.
Yeah, it was much more of a musical performance than just a stage show.
Yeah, and it felt longer. I think it was 20 minutes rather than 10 for the other show. And the puppetry was. I mean, there's one main puppet.
Yeah, I think most people know.
Most people would know what puppet we're talking about. I'm sure you would have seen pictures. It's very impressive.
If you do want to avoid spoilers, maybe skip forward. However, there is a moment where, you know, you have Toothless flying above you, which is very, very impressive. And it's from a geeky standpoint of looking at how it's all done, you can see, but it's very, very cool. The songs were okay. They're not show-worthy. They're not West End show-worthy songs.
They've got good drum beats and everything. You know, typical Viking sort of.
Yeah, and the story was easy to follow.
Yep.
It was an original story as well, I believe, and just overall, really, really good show. Really, really enjoyed that.
I'm glad we caught that.
I keep getting distracted because these lights on the floor keep changing, and
it's quite cool.
It is very cool. After that, it was we just made a beeline for
Right
Dartmoor, and now we're going back because the Astro pub is almost outside Berk. But the next time you see us, we'll be inside there, and we'll show you what we've got. So we're currently in the Meteor Astro pub, and we're just ordering some food. I'm getting the spicy grilled chicken sandwich. That's got Calabrian chili and Italian herb marinated chicken, pesto arugula in a brioche bun, and I've also got that with fries.
I'm having the grilled formaggio, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is basically a grilled cheese sandwich and soup. But on the menu it's described as sharp cheddar, smoked cheddar, mozzarella, American cheese with tomato bisque, basil, goat cheese, cream.
I feel like I'm in a cartoon with the music in the background. It just feels like I should be doing like some kind of Charlie Brown dance or something. Anyway, food's arrived. The fries here look like actual fish shop chips. So yeah, a little bit different from your standard fry fare. The burger looks amazing. I would have already shown you what that looks like when we were explaining the ingredients, but it does look incredible. So I'm going to give this a go. It's also a grilled chicken as opposed to a breaded chicken, which is quite nice to have because obviously it's a little healthier. Half of this bit is falling out the back end, so let's try it around here. That's really nice. You can tell that the chicken is cooked in the spices because it's got a really nice taste to it. The pesto comes through really well underneath. The peppers are really nice and soft. Everything about that burger is really good. We don't tend to get grilled chicken burgers very often, but it's a nice change, and this so far really good. I'd be interested to see what my thoughts are by the end of it.
So this is going to be cheesy with three cheeses, 4 cheese, and 4 cheese is just like mega cheese. Oh my god, that I almost feel like it might be too cheesy for me. That's very cheesy. And we have a little dip. So it's very cheesy, but the bisque will help cut through that, I think. It's a nice bisque. I might try it just on its own as well. It's quite herby, actually. More so than just like your normal kind of like tomato cream soup. I'd probably just have a bowl of that by itself, to be honest. That's really nice. But oh, that's starting to separate. So I reckon Craig might have to have half of this because this is going to be a lot of cheese for me. But yeah, I reckon it'll be nice and filling.
So that was our meal at the Meteor Astro pub. How was your grilled cheese?
It was cheesy.
Yeah.
It was too much cheese for me, but I can't have that much cheese in one sitting. So cheese fiend Craig did have to help me with it a bit, but it was still very nice. The bread was fried, so the oil kind of came through in the bread a bit. Which
it was very sweet as well.
Sweet, yeah.
Very. I thought, because I had the last little bit, I thought the bread was really sweet, and it kind of detracted a little bit from the cheese taste because I did try some of the cheese separately as well.
I don't know if it's just me, but I think American bread just generally is a bit sweeter.
Yeah.
In the end, the tomato bisque, I actually preferred eating just by itself, like separate from the grilled cheese, because the basil or the herbs or whatever was in it, I just felt like for my palate they don't really go together. I prefer to have just like a plain tomato soup if I'm going to be dipping a grilled cheese in it. So I ended up eating them separately. The soup was fine just by itself. But yeah, super cheesy. Would recommend to a cheese fiend.
Yeah.
But it fills the hole, so that was fine. I was happy with it.
Yeah, my chicken burger was really nice. I think it was chicken thigh because it was very meaty, but overall really nice. Sort of, I smashed through that, and the fries as well. So
just to mention, in case anyone wanted to know, the plant-based option that was on the menu was vegan sausage and peppers. It was ringing familiarities with yesterday at Epcot. I don't think it had anything spicy in it. It was just a sausage and peppers, but I didn't really feel like that a second day in a row, so that's why I didn't go for that choice.
So looking at a few of the wait times, it's 20 to 9 at the moment, and there's quite a few things that are kind of offline. There is a delay on Harry Potter, Battle at the Ministry, the Monsters Unchained. That's currently on an extended closure, so that's been down for a while. By the look of things, obviously Stardust is obviously down today, so that doesn't leave us many options, and the options it does leave us, they are busy. For example, the carousel is at 45 minutes at the moment.
Yeah.
Curse of the Werewolf 110, Minecart is like 120, Bowser's Challenge was over 100, so there's not a lot to do. Hiccup's Wing Gliders, however, is at a 30. Now we have already ridden it today, but we want to go into Berk while it's dark, so we might jump in line for that if it stays at 30. If it goes up again, we might wait. We still do have the express passes in our back pocket, which we're thinking of using on Curse of the Werewolf, because we would like to ride that again at night because it was so fun last time.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the time we come off of it, maybe Monsters comes back up. Though with only an hour left in the park, it would not surprise me if it doesn't. But we did get to ride it 5 times the other night.
Yeah.
So
6 today, like makes it 6 today, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I
With
can't
today,
say we haven't
taken
had our fair share of monsters these two days.
But yeah, let's go and show you Berk at night. Right, we are back in the room a little bit earlier than last time we left Epic. In fact, I think we were still just coming off Stardust Racers last time we left Epic, so at least this time we can record an outro. It's been an eventful couple of hours since we last spoke. We went into Berk, got some footage of Berk at night, as you would have seen. Road... Yeah, it is very nice, very, very nice. It's I really like the lamps, or the lamps around the world are different colours, and each colour has a different dragon as well on the sort of lampshade type thing, if you can call them that. But yeah, no, very nice. Hiccup's wing gliders at night is great fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think riding any roller coaster at night gives an extra element, because even though you can sort of see the track, it's sort of
Bit more unknown, isn't it?
Yeah. And we were both, after the earlier situation with getting it stuck on our legs, we both thought we'd be brave and put our hands up. And I think that
made it more intense.
It more enjoyable as well.
Yeah.
We're not usually like arms up people on rides. We're usually chicken.
After that, we had a slight incident. So on the bridge coming back from Hiccup's wing gliders towards the front of Berk, I was trying to get my phone out of my bag, and the camera went for an adventure. Tried to save it with my leg, and subsequently hurt my leg. However, PSA and a really, really good sales pitch right now: use a screen protector, because I don't know if you can see, there are 2 cracks in that screen protector, and that is where the camera hit the floor and slid. And without that screen protector on, we wouldn't be recording right now, or we would, but we wouldn't be able to see very well.
Yeah, because we'd be crying.
Yes, so PSA, get yourself a screen protector and use the screen protector, because it saves you wasting money.
And maybe, if you have one of these cameras, maybe just get the insurance as well, just in case. You never know, these accidents happen. And
Yeah, exactly. It was purely a case of, because you have to take everything off to get on Hiccup's wing gliders and put it into the lockers, I'd put my cap on top and my mobile phone. I was trying to get my mobile phone out to have a look at the wait time for Werewolf and for the carousel, which unfortunately we didn't get a chance to do. And that's when it kind of decided to jump out of the bag. But yeah, these things happen. Once we've realised that the camera's okay, then...
Yeah, I spent a couple of minutes just with my torch on trying to find the lens that had gone flying as well.
Yeah.
Luckily no one kicked it or, stood on it.
No, so
we were safe.
So yeah, after that we went into Darkmoor, and we were able to see the light show on the Frankenstein's Manor that's there, which was really cool. We hadn't had a chance to see that properly as of yet at night. We'd heard it going but hadn't seen it. And then we jumped on Curse of the Werewolf for our final ride at Epic. We used the express passes that we got earlier in the day from Hiccup's wing gliders when that went down. And that turned a 80-minute wait into, I think, probably 15, if that.
I'd say probably 10.
Yeah, 10, 15. No.
And it was, again, very fun at night. I recommend it at night.
Yeah, I still think that coaster's horrifically underrated in that park, and it's actually a lot more enjoyable than people say. I think the problem is it is short.
Yeah.
Like, it's super short.
I think the wait time goes up at night because people realise that it is more of an experience as well. I think it's higher at night than it is during the day.
Yeah. Monsters Unchained didn't come back up. It was permanently closed for the rest of the night, so obviously they had technical difficulties, realised it wasn't worth pushing through to try and fix it quickly with only an hour or so left of the park opening. And then on the way out, we kind of caught the end of the fountain show. Annoyingly, the camera was being an idiot or I was being an idiot, and it's more likely that I was being an idiot. But it decided not to record as we were coming out of the park. But there is a light show. We'll try and put a link to it in the description down below, because it's well worth watching. Now, a lot of people will wait at the fountains and watch it, but walking around the park was
Yeah.
Amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I didn't. I thought I would just get some footage from my own phone, just to show us walking around. So it wasn't like I'm going to hold it and try and get any. I was literally just walking, holding it. I said probably proper janky footage. If it's any good, then we'll put it
in here. Yeah.
But if not, then yeah, I'm sure there'll be some other
bloggers or someone has done it. But no, really good fun.
Walking around, I think, is a good way to experience it, because, like you were saying,
yeah, it's not just the fountains that light up and change colour. Like everything from the carousel, all of the portals to the Helios at the front, the Helix, Kronos. Yeah, I think you're right. God, it's been a long one, but even that was lit up and changing colours, and it played music from all the different portals. So it playing Mario music, and it was playing stuff from Dark Universe and How to Train Your Dragon, and obviously the Harry Potter instrumental as well. So yeah, really good fun.
And then it ended on the Universal music.
Yes, it did.
And all the blue lights came, and it was quite nice. It was the proper like end credits.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's almost like a little perfect way to kind of end it as we were walking out. One thing we did do before we left Dartmoor was we picked up a couple of bits, a t-shirt for Anna and a couple of mystery boxes that we were umming and ahhing on whether to get, and we decided to bite the bullet on them. So we're going to unbox them live now, just to try and see what we got.
So I when we were first watching the vlogs for Epic, I saw these biddy monsters, and I saw this t-shirt in a vlog, and I was like, that is adorable. As you probably already established, I love anything cute, kawaii, and these are just the cutest little versions of the Universal monsters I'd ever seen. And I was like, yes, I need that in my life. And then, we got a couple of the mystery boxes, which are the same bitty monsters, but they're little figurines in their own sort of little elements. Obviously, you don't know what you're going to get, so we sort of chose two random ones. Craig's probably going to keep one in his office. I'll have one in mine.
As you can see, Anna is meticulously opening this very nicely. In a minute, you'll be able to see the carnage that is me trying to open one of these things, because I will tear it limb from limb like I am the Wolfman.
I think that might be our hint. I see fishies. I see a snorkel.
We were laughing all day about Anna wanting one, and we knew that she would get the creature. Right, let's get this open.
He is a biddy monster.
Am I allowed to touch it up?
No.
There's no decorum here.
Is it the same? Oh!
And I got Frankenstein.
Yay!
Anna, I'm offering you a one-time trade deal if you would like Frankenstein.
Oh, I'll take Frankenstein if we trade in him.
Yeah.
I think he'll prefer it up in the higher level office.
So we're going to end it there. We are going to hit the hay after maybe doing a little bit of packing. Tomorrow is our last full day in the parks, and we are doing early entry for Islands of Adventure because we need to get Velocicoaster and Hagrid done, because we haven't ridden them. We'd also like to get a couple of other things out of the way that we haven't done, like the Bourne Stuntacular, and I'm sure there's probably some other bits as well. Another tribute store visit, maybe, for some last minute Halloween Horror Nights goods. But yeah, thank you if you've watched all of this. As always, give us a like, comment and subscribe to us if you aren't already. For more epic goodness, go and watch our vlog from 2 weeks ago. We'll make sure the link's in the description down below. Follow us on Instagram at The Inked Explorers, and until tomorrow, see you later.